Testing, 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 testing. 1, 2, 1, 2, testing. Oh my goodness. Well, I was just talking through all of this. Oh boy, talking through all of this stuff, looking at OP. And what I was saying was I was marking up these levels, looking for obvious and unobvious or unconfirmed levels. Um, so we had stack throwing up here, going up to this 824 and continue to hug that. We had all of these are kind of like Friday, moving on the war catalyst, but oil crashed because more attacks happened over the weekend. And so I'm wondering is how oil is going to affect all these stocks and when they're going to actually dump. I looked at oil earlier, right here for it's been walking down, has this double top 77, 77, and has walked all the way back down going towards the 70s. So I'm waiting to see when these stocks, these four stocks that are associated with it, are going to take their dump. Only problem is if something else pops up with day one catalyst today, it's going to have to be behind these. These have what? OP has 36 million shares traded. BATL has 17 million. DWSN has 8 million. And Stack has 5 million. And Stack has come right on back to that 15-minute resistance that we saw earlier. But right now we're on the 5 minute. Do we see any obvious things on the 5 minute? Not really. That 15 minutes pretty much standing out. Nothing on the 5 over here. Boom, boom. Okay. And now DWSN is under the $9. Let's jump back over here to the 1 minute. Making lower lows. Swinging back towards the bottom on OP. About to go under 100%. It's going to be the first one falling under 100% if it does go down. Giving up that strength. BATL holding flat here on the 375s. Volume has definitely died on that one. Most of the volume is still on DWSN and Stack, but it's probably because DWSN has so much range. DWSN had an ATR of 8 cents on Friday. And now look at it, moving from what, $1.84 all the way up to 15. So its normal range is 8 cents though, which is crazy. That means it's probably gonna get super thickly traded today and close back down to that normal motion. OP, what's your ATR? OP has an ATR of 38 cents. BATL, well, yeah, 38 cents. BATL has an ATR of 42 cents, and DWSN has transitioned from 8 cents up to $1.08. That's a big motion there. See, all right. Came up there and tapped that 15-minute, and it's showing a little bit of resistance there. Stack coming on back down. New one just popped in. LSE. LSE. No day one news on it. LSE. Up 109%. No day one news. Let's see what it is. Yeah, let's see. Are these just some Chinese stocks popping up here or something? Let's see. LSE. It is go to profile. This is another Chinese company. So Chinese company sneaking in here, very sneakily. Livent Energy Holding, through its subsidiaries, provides clean energy equipment and integrated solutions for the oil and gas industry in the People's Republic of China, Central Asia, and Southeast Asia. It designs and supplies various clean energy equipment such as reciprocating compressor units, expansion units, electromagnetic solar dual effect oil well electromagnetic heating units, wellhead safety control systems, oil water. So it's also connected into this. It was founded in 2007 and is headquartered in Beijing, the People's Republic of China. And now it is dumping a little bit. Okay. So it should be under, yeah. So it's the first one to fall back under 100%. So these little Chinese stocks slipping in there with Stack and LSC. And they do have lower volume. So let's go back up here to OP. OP still hasn't chosen to completely crash out yet. DWSN coming in now, confirming this level is some type of either resistance or support. We'll see if it can hold over 981, but it continues to get some red around here. Second time touching this level. Point of control at 1001. So we got 5 stocks moving, no day one catalyst. I have not taken any trades yet. No trades yet. DWSN looking like it wants to go down even further, dropping under 850s. Yep, so it did come up here and confirm a little bit of resistance at this 981 level. So I'm going to go ahead and put this as 15-minute resistance. 15-minute resistance there. Okay. And let's jump back up to OP. OP did a little walk down to this 332. On the 5 and the 15-minute though, the 15 especially looks like it's gonna go down, but Looks can be deceiving if it breaks over this 350 level. It does have the most volume out of all of these, so could pop back up, but yeah, that volume just looks very shaky right now. Got another one right here, BATL, held this 374 for a bit and has this top side of 394. And let's see what you're doing over here, big boy. Are you going on under $8? Yep, 804 is hit right there. Looking like it wants to get under 8. So at this point, LSE, you know, it's only got 1 million shares traded, and these other ones are just sucking up the volume. Under 8 now for DWSN, and just now almost to 10 million shares traded. LSC looking like it wants to get under 8 as well. Went up to 1208 very quickly and gave it right back. Definitely looks like it's walking on down. Let's go back up to the 15-minute. The overall motion of this. So it is still under this resistance. Hit a bottom down here of 763. Hasn't even reached 10 million shares traded yet. It's almost there. LSE Chinese stock came up here to find issues at the $11. So this is going to be 15-minute resistance. Another one just popped in, Rexcon, RCON, RCON. RCON. Another low volume, it just popped in, so low volume mover, moving from 268 up here to $5. And wow, it is up 60, 50. Wow, that was a round trip. Popped up there to 5 and back down to 4 that quick. Also, no day one news today. RaceCon, what did you do? Arcon Technology. It doesn't even look like it's, is it even in? Yes, it is. It's another Chinese stock. So China is popping up here 3 times. STAK, LE, or LE, LSE, and then Rexcon, all Chinese stocks. So China is taking some souls today. Be careful. Went up there to $5 and all the way back down to under 4. They're just that quick. All right. Let million shares traded on that one. Look at that 1 minute drop. Boom, right on back down. So I would say be careful on those. What is oil doing now? Is oil still red, doing a little curl off the bottom? OP still just holding around this 332 level, but no day one catalyst on any of these. So we got 6 moving stocks that have been almost over 100% today. 2 of them have failed out, and both of those 2 are Chinese stocks, and Stack as well, but it's still over 100%. All right, so now we're under 8, pressing towards 750s on DWSN. BATL coming back down to this bottom of 374. We're seeing a slight hold on OP. All right, Archon just diving back towards the earth very quickly, only up 23% now. Wow. Was just up almost 100%, down to 23. So that is not what we like to see. Wow. That's crazy. Full round trip. RexCon getting pressed into the dirt. ATR high was down here at the 281s. And it is now popping out of there. It went under 20%, so it popped out the scan. Yeah, getting absolutely murdered back to the bottom. LSE, the other Chinese stock, doing a similar type deal. RexCon only up 10% now, so I'm going to take that one off the scan. Got murked. Stack popping up. That's another one of those stocks. Another one popped up, MARPS, M-A-R-P-S, M-A-R-P-S. We've seen this one before. This one's an oil mover. M-A-R-P-S. I remember one time this thing had really, really low volume. M-A-R-P-S. So we got 5 now. O-P, B-A. Oh, we got another one, BRN. BRN just popped in. I mean, there's no lack of movement. It's just a lack of clarity of what's going to move and why. Okay. So now we have 6 over here. And let me flip over here to the scan so you can see them all. OP, BATL, DWSN, Stack, LSE, BRN, and Marks. And you can see no news. The only thing that had something was Stack on the 13th, which was the SEC filing. But other than that, no news. And you can see the volumes as well. 36 million on OP, 17, 10 million, 7, 1, 1, 1. Marks kind of did a round trip as well, though. Went up here to 13 and then crash. BRN, I don't know what you got going on, BRN. BRN Barnwell Industries, together with its subsidiaries, acquires and develops crude oil, natural gas in Canada. It operates through three segments: oil, natural gas, land investment, and contract drilling. The company produces and sells oil, natural gas liquids, owns interests in land developments. Okay. All right. It's a whole bunch of energy again. This one is out of Honolulu, Hawaii, founded or incorporated in 1956. Look at this one. So, oil and energy, a lot of times me and Donnell, we talk and we like, man, that energy though. I started seeing INDO the other day and I was thinking, I was like, man, could this be the start of something? Because it was right around the missiles and all of that, and INDO and Hustle were popping up. And I was like, I'm going to keep them on watch. But once the energy sector gets hot, the whole sector is hot. But the issue is they start performing like this a couple of days after the news, performing like just giving back profits. Let's jump back up here. OP ended up diving down a little bit. BATL, Dawson or DWSN, Stack, all of these just walking down. I think I'm gonna go ahead and clear off the Chinese ones, so I don't accidentally trade them. That will be LSE is one of them, right? LSE Energy. So clear that one off. What's another one? Stack. Clear that one off. BRN was Honolulu, Hawaii. MARPS. M-A-R-P. I spelled that wrong. M-A-R. Yes, MARPS. This one's out of Dallas, Texas. All right. DWSN. Were you Chinese? DWSN. Founded in Texas. All right. Ocean Pal, Greece. 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 All right, OP is under 100% now. BRBN absolutely crashed back through the floor. So it is down now. Look at that crash out. This is what I'm saying, man. These energy stocks is kind of not looking great for some of these that are falling, not holding that strength. But I did take off the Chinese stocks for now. MARP's only up 36%. DWSN pop back up shortly, but still below that 15 minutes level that we saw earlier. Still trading within this previous 15-minute going down. Yeah, Marps just. Now I have seen Marps move on low volume before. The only problem is it moves crazy when it's on low volume. I think the last time I saw it moving, it was halting and everything else, and I'm not sure if it can do that with oil or energy coming down like it is. Pulling all the way back to the $3. DWSN getting pushed to its limits. Let's go to the one. Can push right on back down. Hit resistance at what looks like 850. A little bit more motion downward. Yeah, I don't think I want to play with Marps today. No news on that one. So I'm just going to focus. If they get over 10, at this point, we got 3 over 10 million. I'm just going to focus on the ones over 10 million. OP, BATL, and DWSN for now. And all of these are over 10 million. So these other ones that are under, it's just like, man, y'all got too much competition for me to be trying to do something. Too much competition and no catalyst. Just nah. And your Chinese stock, nah. Second time coming up and finding something at 850. Let's go back to this 15-minute. Trading around the bottom side of this candle here. Maybe they'll provide some intraday love or whatever, especially if some new catalyst comes out. That's what I'm waiting on. TL. OP pop back up here just a bit. It does have quite a bit of volume on it. Let's go back to this 1 minute. Came down here, touched down to the $3 level again. Back in this previously traded area, but made a lower low here. 15 cents from breaking down that 3 though. DWSN double topped, or not really double top, but I guess in this move, yeah, double top around 850, back towards $8 on the one. Let's go look at the 5 minute. 5 minute just needs to get under 788, and it's going to be well on its way down. Break down this previous candle of 768. BATL getting crushed. Don't think I'm missing any today. Think we've pretty much seen them all. Just want to remember, you know, later on in the day when these pop up, that there were some Chinese movers that were snatching souls. So be careful with those during the day because they could come back and resurface and find some pops and drops. Other things, let's go look at the IPOs for today. See what's popping off over there. Popping off for today for IPOs. It's saying there's no IPOs here, or let's see today. No IPOs today. Am I tripping? Slide was on the other day. So slide is on the 18th, slide insurance, and then Cars Life is on the 18th. So no IPOs today. Okay. I'm just making sure it wasn't lying. So Marps is doing a looks like on May 19th, second quarter cash distribution, June 30th. So that's coming up. So they're supposed to be paying out 11 cents per unit. Okay. That was back in May. So no more recent news. All right, OP popping up here slightly. OP, do you want to play the game today? Is that what this is? Very weak volume movements though. 315 to what's the body candles? 308 up to 314, about 6 cents. 314 up to 317, 3 cents. So very small movements there. DWSN continues to find more of something here at the 850s. Don't know if it's resistance or what. It keeps popping up there. Let's see if it starts to break down. Let's come up here a couple of times. Let's look at the 5-minute. What was that? Nothing much. Just gotta follow the rules and let the market pay me. If it's not following the rules, I just have to, hold back, chill out, do the research, make sure I don't get killed out here. About to be top of the hour in 2 minutes. We're going to see how these react to the top of the hour. Guess we'll watch the one with the biggest range here at the top of the hour. See what it does. Has about 50 seconds left to this next minute opens. Came up here 3 times to this level of the 850. $8, creasing that 8 right there. And there's the top of the hour. We're gonna go ahead and dip on down through there. Point of control at 830 right now. See if they can get it under 815, 810. Or is it just going to come back up to this top here? 850s. Now going very flat. This is almost like just consolidation. This is what we saw on RBSN or whatever it was on Friday. Went flat for a while and then finally popped after shaking everybody out. We see OP coming back and it's still leading the day in volume. Throwing up a little wick up there to the 325s. Size of this candle from 315 up to 325, about 10 cents. Coming right back to this this level of what we thought was resistance. We'll see how it acts up there. What is the tap of this level gonna look like? 330s. All right, tapped it. It was a not obvious daily level, but let's see how it if it does become some type of resistance here. Throwing a little red right at it. Very slow mover. All right, DWSN getting started back downward. Had a previous bottom of 694 that it hit down there. Yeah, I don't like this consolidation there at all. So OP and BATL are about to be back under 100%. The last one that is holding over 100%, or last ones, is DWSN and Stake, or STAK, which is the Chinese one that kind of made a full round trip. So they're kind of losing their juice. Let's go ahead and very small little wick. So it's 330. Now it's starting to become a little bit choppier. BATL. Don't know if it's trying to curl or what. Vega moves back towards his 350 level. Still up 113%. All right, has moved another 10 cents, but not moving very smoothly. Another 10 cents there on OP off of this 330. About 20, almost 20 cents from the 330. Finding a little bit more resistance. Come on, big boy. See, the problem with these types that don't have day one catalyst, it's hard to put like a trend line, like do something like this. Say, oh yeah, here's a trend, because I'm like, okay, this is a sentimental play. It could throw a wick all the way down here to 4 and pop back up. You know what I mean? Like, you never know what the emotions would be on this thing without a catalyst from this company. And I don't want to hold through that pain. Rather get in on some good momentum. All right, OP turning around and looking back at 330s. Right now, OP and BATL are so close in price. It's like either one, man. It can go either way. Good morning, Drifter. Donnell says energy, oil, gas, equipment services, no PRs. Yep, sideline for me too. Just thought Monday would be a little bit better, but coming off of Friday, seeing how it traded, I kind of figured there's going to be some continuation. Let's go over to the trade journal for this time. What is it, June 1st? So right here, this is what I'm looking like on the month. Friday, I traded stupidly, traded a no catalyst stop. But it's just been, so this was the first week of June, traded that, and then second week. And so definitely just should not have traded on this day, man. No day one catalyst. And I was trading something that had a whole bunch of competition on it. It had like 1 million shares, and there was things over it with like 50 million shares. So it's like, why did I even touch it? Why? But yeah, Let's go back over here. And that's one of the biggest things, man, is when you do something that is outside of your rules and you're like, I know I shouldn't have. Why did I touch this? Why did I touch this, man? What is this talking about? All about the dot plot. With President Trump's pressure in focus, all eyes are on whether the Fed officials are still committed to 2 rate cuts. Let's see, 2 hours ago, 2 hours ago. Reddit unveils AI-driven ad tools to help brands tap into user discussions. What do they mean by that? Tap into user discussion. So I'm guessing they'll just be using AI to search the chat and build different models from what people are talking about, I guess. I don't know. Microsoft announces Data Guardian for European operations. That was 44 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. Let's go to newsfeed and Benzinga. So newsfeed. So the way this scanner is set up is to look for news that has a volume of. Whoa, something's popped in my ear. What in the world was that? Is that something new? No, that's just those old ones popping back up temporarily. Anyway, back over here to what I was looking at, newsfeed. So let's go look at where the news started today. It's 13th. Let's see, where's the 16th? 14, 15, 16. So news for the day, Archer announces third lunch edition. Okay, so they're going to a deal to deploy Midnight aircraft in Indonesia. T1 Energy advances planned 5GW solar cell plant. I don't know what that's talking about. But yeah, this is it. So basically the sources that I have set here is business news lines, press releases, SEC, world news headlines. Everything else I'm just like, I don't really care about. Everything else is just too opinionated. I got my importance level turned on there. So right now it's on low counter because when I set it up high, it just filters everything out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to see something. And then I have my volume on whatever news it is. I could set a price, but I don't have that set. Market cap could set that. And date, I could set that, but I don't have any of that set. Let's jump back over here to the scan. Yeah, just the same old jumping back on. Dawson, wow, is it saying, why is it saying 6 something? Oh, okay. So never did get back over that 850 level, continue to just consolidate in here. Okay, BATL, 18 million. And this one came back to that 330. So now instead of putting not obvious here, this one has definitely been tested. We're gonna put this as edit obvious resistance for now. That may change. We'll see. Yeah, at this point, if they're not over 10 million, they're not even in the competition. $10 million shares traded, that is. And OP continued to drop down through there. OPBAL. I'm not seeing anything on my mid to large caps movers. So just focus on these. Crazy thing is, some of them have some pretty crazy RVOL like BATL, but without that catalyst, it's just something about it. And then Archon and Marps. Archon was that Chinese stock we saw 250 RVOL, but made a full round trip up to 100% back down to 25%. Okay, Dawson made a lower low. So broke down 728s, has a low down here of 694. So under 7 that it's trying to get to. It's been holding for a while and just kind of snaking its way down. Doing some consolidation, coming down. All right, it is 7, about to close up the 15-minute. So let's go look at the 15-minute charts for these that have crossed certain thresholds. BATL. This was one of the Chinese stock ones. Look at that. Popped up to 973 and faded all the way down under 5. Chinese stock. BRN was another oil energy stock that just made a full round trip. 324, popped all the way back down to 145. Small pop up. Not what I'm looking for. Let's see what else. LSC is another one. LSC coming back up to these tops here with this previous resistance at 11 bucks, but this was another Chinese stock, made a nice dump here, came up to 12, dumped all the way to 7 and came back up. So very sporadic movement on LSE. Only 3 million shares traded on it, so light volume, and it's moving. Looks like it wanted to pop the top right there. 1209 double top. Look at that. Look at this swing. Down and up. And this was that resistance we made for it right at that $11. It's coming back to. Man, Chinese stocks, they make my stomach hurt, man. Look at this. You buy this $10, $11 breakout. Man, nah. Nah, bro. Marps, where you at? Low volume mover, 482s was the low. Barely away from a 1 million shares traded. About Archon. Another Chinese stock. Are all the Chinese stocks taking souls today? A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. All right, let's head back up here. 15 minutes. Trying to hold up that 694 there, but not a whole lot of reason to. BATL continues to just fade. A lot of pre-market faders today. So BATL, DWSN, and stack are the only three things holding up these 100% gains. I think the open is going to be very, very scary this morning. Boy, this thing just keeps popping on. It won't stay off. Archon keeps popping on 20%. A very low volume. See, and this is one of the one of the moves that people kind of like as well, but this is irregular. A lot of times you look for like a cup and handle where you'll see this little dip cup here, but this one went out straight out of the cup without doing any kind of handle. So, went out and then became irregular, and now it's looking like it wants to continue on down back under 3. Okay. This one just continuing to try to hold here. DWSN 690 low. Go to the 1 minute on this one. See if it's ready to give up the ghost. 686. Had that previous level up there at 981 that they previously tested. Then it tested this 4 times at 870. Good morning, Scarface. How did I get my platform to look so clean? Well, I keep most of what I'm going to trade on this screen. And I only have one chart on this screen. And the reason why I have one chart is because it got messy with 2 charts and all of that. So I just keep one chart that I can kind of flip through here. Flip through the different time frames, 5, 15, and the 1 minute. And then I have my ladder over here. I can throw orders out. I can change my quantities and all this over here. All of that good stuff. And then on my other screen, I have my scanners. I have the 4 charts. So instead of making these super big where they'll take up a lot of screen room, I leave them kind of small. And when I want to look at them, I come over here and go to maximize sell. And I look at them over here so they have their own like screen when I want to look into them. You know what I mean? And so I can keep all 4. I can look at the NASDAQ. I can see the NASDAQ going up. I can, take this and go maximize sell if I want to. And I can see it's breaking above these previous gap fill levels. I can zoom in a little bit and see what it's doing. So NASDAQ definitely coming up. There's definitely some people that are optimistic this morning. Don't know if it's going to keep doing this, but yeah. I have a minimalist build, like very minimal stuff on my screens. For the most part though, everything that I'm looking at as a scanner is over here in Benzinga. So this is just a browser based, and I just gave it an entire screen for itself because over here I can look at Benzinga, I can look at Yahoo, I can look at all of my news and research over here on this side. So that's pretty much all I use that screen for. But I'm running 3 screens and I just got them spread out like that. I mean, to me, it's still kind of messy, but I guess it's kind of clean. But I'm just like, I want to maximize the amount of space that I have for looking through. If I want to make this smaller and just see, okay, what symbols are popping up, what are their ATRs, what is their percent gains, relative volume, share float, all that stuff, right? And then since there's nothing on this mid and large cap scanner, I just kind of scoot it down to give me more room for things to pop in. But yeah, and then if I want to look at news, I just tap whatever news I want to look at, and it's over here. But none of these have news on the day, so I kind of went and saw where they were from, why they're up, and all of that, and just could not conclude trading any of those today. But yeah, I try. And then there were no IPOs today. That's the trade journal. That's the trade halts, which we haven't seen yet. But yeah, if you use TOS as well, we can jump on Discord or whatever and look through how yours is set up, and we can make changes to kind of clean it up. It doesn't really matter if you're using 2 screens, 3 screens, whatever. It's just maximizing what you have. You know what I mean? So if you got 2 screens, okay, what can we pin? What some of these can be pinned on top and they can stay on top. Some of these can, it's just multiple ways, and especially if you're using Windows or Mac. I mean, it's just how you're going to always open up and see, what it is to trade. But yeah, we can definitely jump into Discord. Probably not this morning, but at some point, you just let me know when you got time to jump in the Discord and look through it, and we can definitely do that. We just need to schedule it because this morning it's gonna get busy. This Monday morning, coming off of this weekend. Usually the afternoons are better for me. Usually, because Monday morning or most mornings is like a flood of death. No, I'm kidding. I like what I do, but it does get quite busy. That's why I started doing this pre-market trading, which has saved me a lot of time. And I do come thing about pre-market trading is all I want to do is get a cushion on the day, get something started, get some green on the board, and it makes trading the rest of the day very, very comfortable. If you can start off in pre-market with 100, $200, it's like, okay, all right. And then everything else you trade, you really don't have to size up. Some people, they start trading at the open. They're like, okay, well, that trade didn't work out. I'm gonna size up. It's like, but your time. It's almost like trading options a little bit. And I talked to Mike D over the weekend about options and all of that, and how the depreciation of time is working. It's the same thing. Your depreciation, especially if you're day trading, your depreciation is the end of the day. Basically, you're trying to be out at the end of the day. So the later you start trading, the smaller the window, the less risk you need to take, right? If you start trading at the beginning of the pre-market, cool, you got the whole day to trade. But as time goes down, it's like you get wedged in, and people that get wedged in and size up end up getting hurt. You find yourself in a wedge that you can't get out of. So I'm looking to start big and size down throughout the day, if I find something to trade. But this morning, with all of these oil and what you call it, we have not seen a whole lot. All we've seen is a whole bunch of walk down patterns. Back over here to the news feed. Let's see what you got. All right, so Sarepta plunges as new gene therapy death raises questions. Oh man, somebody died on something. Ooh, that's not good. So they dropped from 37.38 down to 22.99. Wow. Let's see. Into is increasing investment, critical metals, Foxo, Sage, Beaky, Meta. Okay. And then also with Benzinga. So Benzinga is a paid service that I'm paying for now. It's $197 per month, but I mean I can make that in trading. Um, but it's one of those things where it brings everything into one, and they are still building, and I do a lot of complaining on here so that they can fix different things. Since I can't touch the code myself, I'm like, yeah, this thing's not working, this is broken, I want to see this. Because right now, one of the things that I was seeing was, like, let's say country data. Right now, all of their country data, let's say if you get something from China or whatever, it's going to tell you that it's from the US. I'm like, nah, bro, y'all got to fix that. And then it's a couple other things as well. But as far as the scanners go and bringing everything into one, hold up, I just clicked it. It's gonna go over there. Bringing everything into one space as far as just a clean news feed. I can see all my news in one spot. I don't really have to go out to different things. The only thing I have to really go out to do is check the location data. Where are these companies from? And 3 of them from this morning were from China, but soon they will fix that. Over here on the columns, these are some of the columns that you can actually put in. Um, and let's see where that country data is, or I could just search it, country. So reference country, and it's gonna put all USA. But we already know this LSE is a Chinese. Stack was a Chinese, and I think one of the other ones was a Chinese that disappeared. But that's what I was like, man, y'all gotta fix that, bro. I want all my information right here. If I have all of that in here, I really don't need to go anywhere else. And I would love to get even some integrations with the Federal Reserve Board to see that news over here as well. But it's still a work in progress, and they have a pretty good team. So I talk to them often because I'm complaining. I'm like, yo, what's this? What's this? Fix this. Fix this. But that's the only way you can get the real changes, though, for them to actually see what percentage of users are talking about what thing. And they do have an AI bot where you can search for different things like let me see. What would be something that you would search for in AI? Like this. Well, they got a couple of example questions up here. Screen for S&P stocks that has a head and shoulders pattern, so you can screen for patterns with their AI bot. You can check for pricing. You can say, hey, what's the year-over-year revenue growth for Nvidia? Find stocks trading up to 3% below their 52-week high within the real estate sector. Just a couple of examples of what their AI bot can do, and they just got started on this, so I'm sure that it'll be even more in depth in the future. But for now, it definitely is pretty good. All right, so let's jump back over here to the charts. So again, OP has come up here to this 330 level. It is still leading the day in volume with 41 million shares traded. And just continues to bump this 330. DWSN now under $7, continuing to just level down. Instead of consolidating, it's kind of forming some type of downtrend. Slow down trend, choppy downtrend. But yeah, it's been a pretty wild couple of days, except when oil came out and I got tempted and I fell to the devil on those no catalyst stocks on Friday. I was like, oh no. But yeah, for right now, I can definitely do the 197 out of my trading. I'm gonna make at least 200, in a whole month. That'll cover that. And the trade journal that I'm using is TraderSync. It's pretty in depth. It has the AI bot as well, so you can type in stuff like, "Man, why am I losing? What's going on?" And I do try to document on my trades like what it was, what mistakes, what like some of these last week I traded IPOs. I haven't traded IPOs in a long time, so I went ahead and put those setups in there and all of that stuff. And like I traded Chime right here. Chime, let's see, so right here. My entry was down here when it first opened up, where you see these little green lines. And can I zoom in on this quick? Okay, so where you see these little green lines is where I got in, and I was selling. I didn't stay in long at all. So I got in, I went down, I was down like $10, and then it popped up here to 131. I did not take full profit. I took around this 111 because I thought it was going to continue going because it was China. It's a pretty well-known, well-used payment system, but as you can see, the rest of the day just kind of was sideways. So I really couldn't and I just realized I wasn't on the right screen. Okay, so now I'm on the right screen. This is the trade journal, and this is my chime trade. So I entered down here at 38.35 and was selling up here around $40. So about a $2 move there, and you can see I was down a couple cents, then I dropped down $10, but my risk per trade is $33. So it did not hit that $33. It got going up here, and I did not take full profit up there at 131. Took around this 111, and I just saw weakness. Usually, if they're gonna go, I mean, they get going, especially IPOs with something like that, they get going, but it just couldn't. It couldn't do it. Um, but yeah, those have been the trades for the week or for the month there. Sitting around 46%. It's very, I've been taking more trades. That's pretty much the reason that it's 46, but I'm managing the risk better, right? Keeping that risk, except in pre-market. Pre-market, there are no stop outs. So you can't slap in a hard stop. You just got to get out. And that sometimes plays with my mind sometimes because I'm like, man, I can just hold it and it'll probably go up. And then it goes down. So pre-market, not the place to be just holding and hoping because there are no stops. But for intraday, oh, I just slap in a hard stop in my risk. Oh boy. Okay, where we at? So OP again struggling. So this level right here is definitely some resistance at 330s. It's been up here multiple times and finding it as resistance. DWSN coming back up to this previously tested level of the 750s. And the bottom of this is 665, but just not seeing anything else. All right, well, I'm about to get ready for the morning. I will probably come back. I'll keep my scanner up and I will update you guys if anything pops up on the scanner during the day while I'm getting ready or whatever. I'll pop it into the Discord and be like, hey, this thing just popped on. Now, when I put those in there, it's not just like, hey, this is something that I'm trading right now. I'm just telling you what's popping on the Benzinga scanner. That's meeting the criteria. And my criteria, so I'm looking for price over $2. Looking for on this scanner a share float of under 10 million. I'm looking for a volume of at least 1 million. I'm looking for it to be up at least 20%. And if it's hanging around 20%, I call those 20% strugglers. So if it's around 20%, I want to see it cut through 20% and be going 30%, 40%, 50% and getting on up there. And then the RVOL, looking for RVOL at least 5 times it's normal, five, because with these low floats, that's usually a very good signaler that people are going to continue to trade it. But it's got to have all of that, and it needs a catalyst. So right here, when these do have a catalyst, they just pop in just like this. It shows you the date and the time that the catalyst pops in. But as you can see, nothing here. So I'm no good at trading sentimental stocks that are just moving on emotion. I lose money on those a lot. Right. But anyway, I'm about to get ready to crank it on down. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Like I said, if you want to link up in Discord, we can do a video call. If you're not used to using Discord for video call, we can always jump on something else. I know me and Mike D, we did a Google Meet, Google Chat, or something like that. For some reason, his Mac was having some issues to open up his Windows. But yeah, we can use whatever you want. But Discord would be the easiest if you're in the Discord, and share screens and kind of go through what you want to set up there. But yeah, that's it for me today. I'm tired of watching these. I'm really not tempted of any of these with how Friday went. Jumping in something, I'm like, nah, man. I'm cool. I'm gonna wait for the quote unquote A+ setup, right? But yeah, DWSN under 7 or almost under 7. You know, got about an hour into the open, and I'm just not seeing anything for pre-market. So I'm gonna spend this time getting ready for other things. You know what? I might just, let me pull up this up there. Let me check my emails and stuff. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, new certifications. All right. See what's going on here. Man, AI has been all over the IT headlines. AI has just been, everybody's like, AI, AI, AI. It's like, yeah, it's cool. It's cool. It's helpful. Definitely helpful for automating things that you're going to do over and over and over again. Oh, snap. Who is these people? Computer requests. Okay. Okay, we did cancel that. What? Create. Oh, okay, that point. Okay. To be honest, I'm just chilling now. I'm just looking at the market going up. Went up over this gap fill level that we saw in December 13th, 2024. Hit it and found a little bit of resistance up there. Does look like that ATR is just floating on this ATR high right now between those two levels. Oil still walking down. Oh, where's my 15-minute? Yeah. Oil came down here to 71.35s. Has a previous bottom of 70, right around 70.84s. So it got a wick down there. But it could turn around. You never know. You never know. Back over here in the news feed. Yeah. BATL just pretty much walked right on out of the game, going under $3 now. OP back up again. OP is still leading the day in volume. So as of right now, OP holding this 100% around this 330. It's tested this 330 a couple of times. I'm thinking it can play up here, but it just doesn't have the catalyst. Maybe if you have a strategy for this, cool. Let me jump down to the 1 minute on this one. But this is the another time that it's come up and held this 330 level. So I was thinking it was daily resistance, but it just keeps holding here. Keeps holding this 330. So I'm wondering, hey, what will a breakout of, 340 up to 350 be? And is the volume gonna be able to carry it? Current, what was the range of this candle? 327 up to 336, so about 10 cents on that bigger candle there. So I'm guessing you can expect less as it continues to become more choppy. On Friday, it closed with the ATR of 13 cents. So on average per day, it moves 13 cents. average true range. Look at it. Yeah, out of all of them that could go, this one's definitely looking like it's the best one. I'm just sitting and waiting. This 15 minutes is about to close in 3 seconds. 15 minutes coming up here. 336. Can it get back under 330? Can it break down this level right here? This right here. Down to the 318s. Ooh, look at you breaking on down. Whoops. Look at you breaking on down there towards that 318. That's the imaginary line, but without catalyst, it's like, okay, can it break this down? Or rather, I keep saying without catalyst, without company specific catalyst. This whole sector is oil based and energy based, but without company specific catalysts, this is how it's performing. Who's emailing me? Oh, I don't care. All right, it is what it is. I didn't even know those expired. Coming on down, looking like it wants to crack this imaginary line down. It's got a lot of reasons to crack it down. No, we up 317. Can it continue to push? Push on back down here to 310s. Yeah, it's under some heavy resistance here. I don't think it's going to be going anywhere. All right. Anyway, back over to what I was doing. Go ahead and get this up. Another one just popped up with news on today. SONM. SONM. News on today. Let me go get this code real quick and let me see what that's doing. SONM. Like it barely got over $2. SONM. Sonum Technologies. So got over 2 just for a second. What was the news on this one? Came from $1, came up here to $2.21. All right, so it says their shares are trading higher after receiving an unsolicited indication of interest from DOOGEE. I don't know what that is. To acquire the company, this is an acquisition for $3.60 per share in cash. $3.66 in so yeah, I guess they're buying it up now, maybe pushing it on up there, but looks like that $3.60 is going to be kind of like the roof of this. It is a low float. Let's see, some low float is looking like, where's Sunum float is looking like 7.68 million in the float, and it has 10 million shares traded. Right, does have catalysts on the day. 232, and this is an acquisition, so that news is definitely not the hottest. It just came out when, what time? 8:30, or I guess 7:30 it will be. 7:30. Okay. Well, it did make it over 10 million, but let's see, where is Sonum located? What kind of company is this? SONM. Please don't be another Chinese company. Oh boy. All right, so this one's out of San Diego, California. Sonum Technology Inc. engages in the provision of enterprise 5G solutions in the United States, Canada, Europe, Middle East, and Asia Pacific. The company offers ruggedized cell phones, including Sonum XP10, Sonum XP5 Plus, Sonum, okay, all of these Sonums. All right, it also provides connected solutions that include fixed wireless access and mobile hotspot devices. Let's see. In addition, the company offers Sonumware software and industrial grade its accessories. It serves the transportation and logistics, construction, manufacturing facilities, management, energy and utility. So it's another energy one, mining, and public safety sectors. Um, the company sells its mobile phones and accessories primarily to wireless carriers in the United States and Canada, and sells wireless carrier channels through distribution channels in North America and Europe. The company was formerly known as Navispin.com Inc. and changed its name to Sonum Technologies Inc. in December 2001. Sonum Technologies Inc. was incorporated in 1999 and is headquartered in San Diego, California. All right. So that one popped up with news, but it's got a lot of competition on the board. It's at 14 million right now. It's catching up with DWSN very quickly. Very, very quickly. Let's go look at the daily chart real quick for Sonum. I'll maximize this. All right, so Sonum, any kind, so it opened up at 92 cents. It's currently trading at 242. 242. Is there anything obvious here? And the acquisition price is up here at 360 is what was in the reading. So 360, 360. Okay, so I'll edit this, change this to 360, and I'll put on here active acquisition price. Acquisition price. Boom. All right, so 360 acquisition price, and I'm not seeing any really more obvious things here, but yeah, it's definitely working its way up there. It's at 260 right now, so $1 away from this 360 level. Let's zoom back a little bit. Nothing super obvious though. Nothing super obvious. Okay. I'll throw it up there. I'll throw it on the watch. Sonum. Oops, wrong. Typed the wrong thing. SONM. Sonum. Up 171%. All right. So all right, son, I'm about to take out DWSN just that quick. It's got 7, almost 18 million shares traded, running up on all of these leaders. It's probably gonna be number 2 here in a second. And maybe it'll give some intraday, but I don't know, man. Acquisition, I might not end up touching that either because it's really not an A+ setup. I would say it's like a C- with an acquisition. Somebody's trying to buy them out. Let's see. So who was actually trying to buy them though? Let's see. June 16 interest. Oh, and this catalyst, look at this. Sonum Technologies confirms receipt of non-binding unsolicited indication of interest. Okay. So yeah, it's just an indication of interest. Okay, so let's see. The Special Committee Board of Directors of Sonum Technology formed to oversee the company's ongoing strategic alternatives process today confirmed receipt of an unsolicited indication of interest issued by DOOGEE. I don't know who they are, on June 9th. Okay, so they did this on June 9th in the form of a press release to acquire all outstanding shares of Sonum for $3.60 per share in cash. The special committee issued the following statement on the matter. At this time, the special committee lacks sufficient information to evaluate Doge's indication of interest. So, yeah, this first sentence. At this time, the special committee lacks sufficient information to evaluate this indication of interest in a matter consistent with its fiduciary duties to Sonum's stockholders. To enable a responsible and informed assessment consistent with those duties, the special committee needs Doge to provide detailed information regarding financing arrangements, strategic rationale, and its ability to execute a transaction in the light of potential regulatory constraints. Okay, so nothing. Yeah, I'm not trading this. Cool. That's a D. That's an F right there. That's an F setup right there. I'm cool on that. All right. So yeah, definitely was something that needed to be read into. I will let the birds pick that one. I'm going to take that one off. All right. So anyway, back over to this other stuff that's just walking down. BATL. Yeah. Okay. OP did crack down this little what we looked at earlier, the trends, crack that down. It's about to be top of the hour. Let me continue doing what I was doing though. Jump over here. Need to go open up this. Boom. Go open this up. Yeah, definitely some further reading into Sonam was necessary because that is not good news. Somebody's like, hey, we might buy y'all. And you tell your stockholders, hey, we got an acquisition. You guys want to come check it out? And then you read into it, and it's like, but there are no terms, there nothing has been done further than this. And they go rushing into it because it's the first thing with Catalyst on today, and they get killed. So that's why we read through the Catalyst. That's why we definitely don't want to be out here lackadaisically buying. I know every day you can't be perfect, but on the days that you want more days that you're catching this stuff than not. You know what I mean? Like you don't want every day to be a missing out and you jumping into something that's going to take your soul. All right, let's see. So that's pretty much all I got on these skins, man. Sonam has taken the number two position, but barely holding the up $2. I think it's gonna be back under there soon. They're talking about 360, and then I read it. I was like, no, that might not make it to 360 today. Now, Benzinga does have charting, but their charting is not as good as TOS, for sure. So that's why I don't use their charts. They got different kind of charts. They got regular charts, and then they got these beta charts, which they move a little bit faster. I don't know if they have like. Let me see. Let me open one up. Let me open one up. So this is their beta chart, and I just don't like it. It has some drawing tools and things like that, but I'd rather just use TOS until they get better. Yeah, and plus this is browser based, so a lot of times with browsers, your sessions can expire, which sometimes I have to refresh the page. Especially, oh, another one popped up. SVRE, SVRE. I just saw. Let me go look at that. What is that? Let me close this. SVRE. It has an agreement with something. Let's go look. It's a collaboration. SVRE has news today. This one may be one to watch. So I'm just gonna watch the ones with news on today here because the other ones are looking like death. SVRE does have a long way to go in the volume category, only 1 million shares traded. But let's go look at the daily chart and see if we can see any obvious levels real quick. So SVRE closed last time at 283. It is currently trading at 452. So let's zoom back a little bit. 452 right under the 5. Is there any obvious? Not really super obvious here. Just a big descending pattern, and we're looking for obvious levels that it could get to. It's got $7 up here. That was tested kind of like a flat top there. A couple of wicks thrown up there. Let's go read this news. Let's go read SRVE's news real quick. So Saber One signs preliminary agreement. Oh snap! This is an Israeli stock. Never mind. Never mind. Let me take that off. Not trading Israel stocks as long as they got missiles flying at them, and even when they don't, I'm cool. I am 100% cool on trading an Israel stock. Nope. That's all I needed to see was Israel. All right, Saber One. I'm gonna let them go on to the dirt. And yeah, nah, I'm cool. All right, back over to what I was doing anyway. Okay, so I need to jump over here and check out. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to start on that like now. So basically, let me see. Wednesday. Okay. So I need to go ahead and get that running. Nope, not an Israeli stock I want. That thing turned me off so quick. I was like, nah, bro, I'm straight. I'm straight. All right, let me go find. Need to log into this. 513 0. Okay. What? Oh man. Okay, let me reset that. There. Okay, cool. Bam. Log me in. I need to get in here. Okay. Mm-hmm. All right, so yeah, we've seen definitely a couple of movers, but each and every one of these has sold us out of the trade or sold me out of the trade. Somebody else may see it and be like, oh, momentum. But for me and my statistics on Israeli and Chinese stocks and some of this other stuff, I'm just like, bad taste in my mouth. All right. So right now, this is what the scan was showing up on my scans. OP, Sonum, which we know is kind of kicking downwind. WSN, BATL, Stake, LSE, Saver, and some of these were Chinese stock. LSE and Stake are Chinese, I know for sure. MARPS is one of those low volume movers that just barely does anything. Looking at relative volumes though, from top to bottom, we see MARPS has a pretty good relative volume, but look at this volume. Like, yeah, it's high, but it's not good. The next one, BATL, went under 3, and all of these kind of faded under 3. So not a whole lot. And see, this is what I'm talking about with the disconnect. DWSN is not at $10 right now. So sometimes I have to refresh this, and this is one of the issues that I have with browser-based applications is that the session will die, right? And I need the session to stay alive, so I come over here and refresh it every couple of minutes or whatever. But it does, once it's refreshed, it does give you some pretty good real-time data. But I would love to have a Benzinga desktop app. That would be, whew, that would be lovely. Could instant connection to the server. You don't have to worry about your session dying. All of that good stuff. Be amazing. And so the reason that I complain so much is because I'm paying for this. So, I have my to-do list of things that I want to see in this application. So I'll complain on stream. I'll complain in the chat to them. I'll complain in Reddit groups. I'll complain everywhere else until I see changes. I'll make a bot that will complain for me. All right, so let's see. Let's say, yeah, Saver one doing this little pops and stuff right there. Nice little Israeli. We've seen these Israeli stocks before. They do these and they start forming those wicks, those big old, drop wicks. Volume coming in there. Let's see, what's the bottom of this? 478. Let's see you go ahead and crash out. 475, right on back through there. Nice, nice. Anyway, I'm about to get off of here. I haven't seen anything that is like a quality setup or whatnot. Maybe during intraday something will show up, but here in pre-market, nothing but soul snatching. So I'm about to get on down. Let's see what we want to do here. I mean, I'm gonna get on down for real this time. I said that like a couple minutes ago and I didn't do it. But yeah, I'm about to. Oh, something else just popped on. Let me see what that is real quick. And see, nothing new, nothing new. Okay, I'm getting off. I'm getting off. I'm working my way off here. I'm about to get off. And as always, see you guys in the next one. Peace.